In memory of my dad, Richard Bolger, I wanted to share some things that I learned from him because he was one of my greatest teachers. I was so fortunate to be with him on his last birthday when he turned 76 on February 24th. And I knew when I said goodbye a week later to fly home to Bend that I would likely never see him again. The last decade of his life was really tough as he battled with rheumatoid arthritis, multiple surgeries and hospital visits, and ultimately the cancer that would take his life away. Yet, he had such a strong will to live. Through the pain, through the many disabilities that came with RA, his spirit was just so incredibly strong. His mindset was one of gratitude. He was so grateful for each day that he lived. Most importantly, he was so grateful for his family. Some of the last words he spoke to me and my brothers, all I ever wanted was a family like this. He loved his family more than anything in the world. He adored my mother, my brothers, his siblings, all the cousins, just everyone around him. And I carry that forward, that love of family. We all do. To be honest, my dad and I had our fair share of differences. Our politics, his religion, our interests, and none of our differences mattered. I had to get through my rebellious teenage years to figure all that out. We did not seem to see eye to eye on anything at all in my youth, from me turning out to be a tomboy that I still am today, instead of the quintessential sweet little girl that I know he hoped for, to my decision to become a vegetarian in high school. And let's not get started on the guys that I used to date. He definitely did not agree on that. Oh, and when I finally was able to leave Catholic high school to the freedom of college, I just transformed into this creative, liberal freak girl that was just always dying to show her face. And I know that was not easy on my dad. He hated the crazy hair colors and the black clothes, the dark makeup, and all of the piercings. Oh gosh, he hated the piercings so much. He would make me take out all of my facial piercings before I would go to family functions. He may not have liked or agreed how I expressed myself, but his love for me ran deep. And he trusted me. He always trusted me. Even through the hard times, I knew that he loved and trusted me. My dad taught me that I can be anybody that I want to be and that I can do anything in this world. One thing we connected on was education. My dad was wicked smart. He had this scientific mind and just this perfect memory. I'm a lifelong learner. I love school. I'd be a professional grad student if I could. I tribute my love of learning to my dad. He just always encouraged me to do well in school and to pursue my dreams. And I know how proud he was of me, of my academic pursuits. Beyond school, my dad was also my biggest fan of my career. Though he did not always understand my career choices, like leaving architecture to go study sustainability in Sweden before anyone even knew what that word meant, to leaving my corporate job to start a nonprofit and grow food on rooftops. He worked his entire career in the car industry. He ran his own business. He was an entrepreneur. And I know that he modeled the way for me to become an entrepreneur and start my own business. So I know the shifting of my careers and just that rhythm of change, he probably didn't understand whatsoever. But he was this perfect balance of just asking the right questions to make sure I was thinking through things and supporting me no matter what. One thing I learned from my dad is to always support the people you love, no matter what. And when I had successes in my career, he was just so proud of me. He wrote some of the most beautiful emails I've ever received, telling me how proud he was of me. I still have them, and I will cherish them forever. My dad also taught me how to feel. If you know me at all, you know just how emotional of a person I am. It runs deep in the Bolger family. We all feel very deeply. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I cry in an instant, whether I'm happy or sad, or I'm just touched by a moment of beauty. My dad was a very emotional person too. He passed that gift on to me, and it's one of the greatest gifts I could have ever asked for. My empathy has led me to devote my life to service, to serving others, to serving causes beyond myself, to having a positive impact in this world. I cried as I was composing my thoughts for what I was going to say, and I knew I was going to cry as I said these words out loud. I cried so deeply when he passed away that I literally fell to the floor. I felt every bit of pain that was going through my mind, my body, and deep in my soul. And I still do. I still do. And I embrace it all because I know I'm growing through it. I know that his strength lives on in me. It always will. Just like the memories of the times we shared together, his light will always live on in my memories. My dad was a very religious man, and he believed he was going to heaven, so I know he is there now. And I know he's taking care of my sweet cat, Goose, who passed away just 4 days after he did. It gives me peace to think that Goose is sitting on my dad's lap now, even though my dad was not fond of cats. Oh, he loved his grand cats because they were family, and he knew how much they meant to me. So I know their souls are united in the universe, and their energy surrounds me always. I'll forever be grateful for my dad and the time we had together in this lifetime. My dad was my greatest teacher. He impacted me so deeply over the years. I love him dearly. Rest in peace, Dad. And when my soul leaves this body, I know you'll be waiting for me with Goose on your lap.